All right, next, let's look at the Kershaw highball. Now, that's a Kershaw knife. No assist, no flipper, no thumb stud, just a little rail on this blade. It's got a reversible pocket clip and it's tip up. I love this knife. I love it. But if this knife had like Nitro V, or if it had S35 VN, this is a banger. $32 on Blade HQ when I bought it, and it's a Kershaw highball. I think it's worthy of the satchel until I find or buy a Kershaw that's better. Now I'm eyeballing the Kershaw Axis lock that just came out, and it's called the Bel Air. Now Kershaw, I'm gonna give you this. There's a great name on a knife, the Bel Air. What are you groaning about? I'm trying to do a video. My dog won't shut up. Come here. Get up here. This here's Fergus. He needs love all the time. This here's Malcolm. Come on. Up. This is Malcolm. And this is the baby Malcolm boy. Right here. Oh, yeah. These are my puppies. I love my baby doggies. I love them, man. They're my kids. They're with me all the time. Now, let's get back on this. I love the name of the new knife that Kershaw came out with. It's a USA made Axis lock. I think you can get all different kinds of scale materials. Good looking knife. Got great reviews by some of the higher knife fellas out there. It's about $160. I think it's got great blade material. Check it out. It's right here. I think that Kershaw ought to go on a rampage. I think they should with the American-made manual knives, because before this, I think the only Kershaw knife you could buy that was American-made was automatic from the Launch series. But correct me if I'm wrong, if there's others out there. But right now, they are hitting market in 2024 with the Bel Air, and I think they ought to do what some of these other companies are doing, where they're doing like packages, like you have the Rough Rider. I don't know, the Rough Rider Ace of Spades group of knives or whatever they are, but they're doing like a series of knives. Kershaw ought to do it and name every knife after old cars. You got the Bel Air, you got the 57 Chevy, you got the Camaro. Make one called the Camaro, make one called the Corvette, make one called the C10. How about that? A box, the old school box trucks. I've got a 1968 Chevy C10 right there. Boom, check it out. Now, imagine Kershaw doing a slip joint with a cleaverish Warncliffe blade, and it'd be kind of chunky, and it'd be heavy duty like the old C10 Chevy trucks. How cool would that be? It'd be a slip joint. It kind of compete with Jack Wolf, compete with Rosecraft, compete against Rough Rider, compete against Old Henry, whatever. Trade slip joint knives, compete against them a little bit, and make a Kershaw. Now Kershaw has a couple slip joints, and I guess they're pretty good. But make one kind of like with fat carbon and a really, really nice S30 CPM S35 VN blade, and it be kind of like almost like the QSP Hedgehog, but better. Round the Warncliffe instead of being a reverse Tanto-ish Warncliffe, sheep's foot, whatever the hell they call that. Yeah, but imagine if they did that, and then they do the Thunderbird, and they just make knives that are reminiscent of the past American-made vehicles, but then go into the different modern samples. Make a modern slip joint. They already got the Axis lock called the Bel Air. Do a button lock, call it the Thunderbird. That makes sense. You know what I mean? Or the Caddy. Call it the Caddy with the button lock. And then have a frame lock and make that a Camaro, a muscle car. A Barracuda. I think Kershaw, do that. Call me. Kershaw, give me a ring. Give me a call. And let's talk about me helping you design your next line of American-made classic car name brand knives representing traditional locking patterns. Have one for each locking pattern. A liner lock, a frame lock, an axis lock, whatever you can get that's now no longer patent pending. Maybe a shark lock, a back lock. Hell, make 10 of them and have 10 different locking patterns and 10 different blade styles, and just encapsulate new materials. Do the Corvette and make it titanium. A titanium handled drop point frame lock. Oh no. Do a funky lock on that one. Something cool on that. No, you already got automatics. But yeah, I went too long on that. But I'm getting excited about Kershaw this year. I really am. I think this is the year Kershaw is going to step out. I think they tried to do that with the launch series, but they made a whole bunch of them, and I don't feel they advertised them well, and the pricing is kind of high on it. It should be, but it is. The pricing's a little high on the whole launch series. I think the cheapest one I found this year was like $84, and it was a Launch 4, and it's a little Dagger one. You know what I mean? The rest of them are fairly well over $100, up over $200, depending on materials. And I think this would be cool if they pretty much tried to keep most of them of what I'm talking about, this classic American line, American auto line design. Look, I've already got it all figured out. I'm working on the finances now. I'm going to tell them where to price them. Up in the 70s, 80s, $90 range. Yeah, you're going to have a couple titanium offerings and some really S35 VN offerings, stuff like that. So those jump up over 100, 150, but whatever.